I take it you're the ones appointed by
Yep, and...
Call me Toltec. The chief asked me to be your guide for the day.
Let's ride! So the guy is somewhere in this cave, huh?
This is as far as I can take you.
Why is that?
Kind of a long story. Apparently, there's a certain fruit that many years ago, our ancestors set out to make a series. However, they didn't want anyone to see their... To bypass the seal, you have to have mastered the art of color perception.
Oh, right.
The strange thing is, our ancestors never since it was sealed off. The only person who's been inside is the great shaman. According to her, the artwork tells the story of a hero by the name of Kuntur. But I digress. Sorry,
So you're sure you don't want to come?
I'll pass. I tried to get in once, but the seal blocked my way. I tried getting my... I guess it's supposed to be a test left...
Aww.
Don't worry about me, though. Unlike our chief, I don't have the guts to challenge our traditions.
Fair enough. All right.
I'll keep this close.
Looks like there's no way past. Maybe try the same thing as before? Hey, it worked! Let's head in and take a look. This should be the place. That fruit Toltec mentioned should be the one on the wall, right? Now, the only question is, which ones do we pick? Well, go ahead, try... You saw something, right? Whatever it was, grab it! These guys' ancestors made some real works of art. Do you think maybe there's more artwork further inside? Yeah, you're right. There's always... Let's head back and meet him. We're back, and we found the ingredients.
Sounds like you made it through the seal, then. It's getting late.
Toltec has updated me.
Sure thing! Here's the stuff.
I see. Yes.
Got it!
Please come with me.
Watch out!
Take a look at this. It's a woven scroll made by...
Ooh!
The person depicted is the legendary shaman, Quête. She was especially skilled in the art of color manipulation. This scroll is a record of her deeds, and was most likely the work of her own hand. Sadly, since she passed away, all of our Ictomisaur elders' subsequent appoint... That's a good way of
Nope!
Bring out the samples. Now, as I mentioned, the dyeing process is a little complicated, but I am confident the pattern has already been sketched out on the sample. So, you just need to dye each block with the correct color. But you'll need to wait for the dye to fully soak in. Ha ha ha! Good! The dye has taken to the fabric, and the pattern is crisp and...
Okay, final step! Did it work? Paimon doesn't see it!
Oh, that color isn't showing up. Oh, the dyeing has failed. No, your technique was flawless. You did everything exactly as instructed.
Then what went wrong?
It could be the weaving technique, or maybe the dye.
Sorry, Paimon wishes we could...
I am the one who should be I will, of course, honor my commitment to compensate you for your trouble, but I do hope you won't give up on this task.
Don't worry, we're not quitters. Paimon does have a question, though. You said yourself you're all about change and reform. Well, this seems like a pretty good place to...
I think you've perhaps misunderstood my philosophy, but that's okay. I can answer your question.
Oh, sure.
Let's ride! Try and stop me! Hip. Let's ride!
Cool. Look at...
It's gorgeous!
Now, try...
Whoa, that graffiti!
In all the years since the founding of our tribe, it is true that I seek to bring new life to this ancient tribe through change and reform. The foremost of these,
Oh, that makes...
since the very beginnings, our tribe has always sought to... So, whatever it takes.
You're completely right. I'm sorry.
It's quite all right. I'm just... Then let...
Let's ride!
Huh? What? That's a little concerning. Let's go over there and see what... Also, how did they get this close to a tribal settlement? Huh. All the Fatui left in Natlan are probably the captain's subordinates. That basic... Still, what's a Fatus always... Ahem! What are you guys...
Following orders. If you have a...
Hey, what's with the attitude? Can the Fatui even work for a private employee?
This is Grudok. I hired him to be my bodyguard in Natlan. As you can see, he's not the social... My original plan was to hire someone from the local tribes. I was told they were capable fighters and had the time to spare, so they fit the bill.
So that's what happened.
Precisely! Montluçon, at your service. I work in the publication business.
Oh, you know...
A golden-haired traveler with a floating companion. Your exploits in Fontaine have all the makings of a best-selling series. I'd be a failure of a book.
Wow! We're really famous at this point, Traveler!
It's truly my lucky day. I know this is
So, you... chased us?
You'll be generously rewarded.
Well, at least he got straight to the point. Should we hear what he has to say?
You know the great shaman Sitlali?
Yeah, the chances of her helping a random stranger just because we asked? Yeah, see, Lolly really...
I heard about that from other members of her tribe. If you manage it, I'll even double...
Oh yeah, we should go...
It's kind of a long story, and there's tribal history involved, so you should hear it from an expert. Alie, if you could.
Of course. I don't often have an eager audience for this kind of thing. Nice to meet you. The name's Alie. I'm a researcher from the Fontaine Research and unlike most researchers, I have a keen interest in ancient ruins. That's why I was... Have you heard of the legend of the great shaman Huitziline? Yes, according to local records, she was a color mystic who lived over 200 years ago. Out of all of her exploits, her most celebrated is the Battle of... According to legend, the battle was triggered by an abyss invasion, one of the most brutal in Natlan's history. Even from... Amazingly, Natlan was able to turn the tide despite being at an extreme disadvantage. The color was extraordinary, illusory in appearance while also seeming to entrap all the enemies inside. This allowed...
Anyway, that's the gist of it. We don't want to take up too much of your time. That story is the reason I came to Natlan. When I heard this story for the first time, I wanted to... Historical records about Natlan aren't very detailed. Even within the Masters of the Nightwind, people... If that were the case,
But if you're just including...
Well, you see, the slogan for the collection is... That's why I'm here. The Masters of the Nightwind are said to have a tradition... But... I was refused access to the Obsidian Altar. Application after application, and all I received were a few...
According to my research, their scrolls are considered sacred relics in addition to historic... Not to mention the scrolls we did get to review.
We've been over this, Alier. There's no need to waste time on the...
Sitlali?
Exactly. You're well aware, I'm sure, that Sitlali has been alive for more than 200 years. That means if she agrees to be my consultant, then...
Oh, that's what...
So, what do you say?
Well, it's not that we don't want to help you. Oh, right. The duty the chief... Who knows? The Battle of Seven... All right, we'll help you convince Sitlali.
Of course.
Full throttle!
So, this is where the great shaman lives?
For someone like Seat Lolly, it actually makes a lot of sense.
Is this graffiti her work too? I wonder if it's a cultural practice. If I could just copy it down.
We're here for a reason, Alier. As agreed, you two can do the talking, and we'll wait for you here.
Okay, we'll go knock on the door. Seat Lolly? Are you there? We need your help with something! Oh, no response. Maybe she's not home. Oh, Granny Eatsley? Are you home?
Hey, kid! If you're here to challenge me, book an appointment first. Traveler!
Looks like we came at a bad time. Well, at least we didn't get turned... Huh. So this is where Seat Lolly lives.
I, didn't have time to fully clean up the place. Complain if... Besides, in light novels, people who keep Also, I'm not a hermit. I'm just...
She sure does care a lot about what we think.
Oh, and that spell I used to transfer my senses to you? It's my duty as a great shaman to check that kind of...
Oh, you mean when we could hear your thoughts? Nope.
Then why do I hear the traveler's thoughts in my head?
What?
I can still hear you, you know. Don't bother. I'll find a way to fix it. It was just a simple spell. I use it on... forget it.
Well, someone asked us to ask you.
So they asked the hero of Natland to put in a good word? Sounds like they know I...
The pay is really good.
Doesn't matter. I'm busy.
She sure doesn't look busy. I'm on...
From you?
Yeah, we were given a secret...
Huh? So...
We were surprised too. But with Chef Biram's help, we still haven't succeeded. But the historical event those men want to ask about also involves... She's giving us that face again.
I can't decide whether this twist is completely out of the blue.
Does that mean... Then there's still hope.
Hey, what's the holdup? Just give us an answer already.
You agreed to let us do the... Seat Lolly?
Stand down, Grudok! As your employer?
Understood.
You're the great shaman who's been alive for centuries? But you're so...
You're lucky you didn't force Seat Lolly.
Well, since you're here, how about a discussion?
Do you have any idea who I am? Did you think Granny Eatsley would be fooled by your... I have no intention of speaking to you. Your recent hire. Pull a trick like that again, and I'll make your lives a living horror novel, except 10 times.
Whoa.
Traveler, we have a discussion to finish.
You live up to your name, Granny Itztli. I apologize for the offense. I'm just surprised the Battle of Seven Colors didn't pique your interest.
You're investigating the Battle of Seven Colors?
Ah, the Traveler didn't get... Yes, I thought the Traveler could help me convince you. I heard that the great shaman Huitzilin was a friend of yours. If I can resolve the controversy and prove the battle took place, I'll include it in my next collection. Then, with your support, your friend's heroic deeds will once again be known throughout the land. Inspired.
If this is really about that duty, then... fine. I'll help you.
I'm honored.
Save it. I agreed to help the Traveler, not you.
Well, at least she agreed to help.
Who are you calling heartless?
Not a problem. I always planned to work with the Traveler. So, did you directly experience any events of the battle?
Talk at me. Fine. No. I did live during the same era as her, but that doesn't mean we experienced the same events. You decide the angle of your investigation, and I'll provide...
All right. Even if you didn't witness the battle yourself, Alier, you had an idea about where to...
Oh, well, my plan was to consult.
Then, let's start there. Traveler, what do you say to officially working together? After all, it...
You don't seem super invested in...
The Battle of Seven Colors is something I've only ever heard about.
But how?
I wasn't there when it took place, and she never told me.
But Molusan said the two of you were close friends.
Close friends? More like arch rivals. Something Montluçon would know if he actually did his research. Did you see the graffiti outside my house? All students from Huitzilian School of Shamanism must pass an extremely those graffiti drawings are how they challenge me. Of course, none of them ever succeed. So, after Huitzilian's death, her students had no choice but to modify the requirement. And as my rival, Huitzilian only had one achievement that surpassed my own. It makes perfect sense that she kept it from me. I'm a fast learner. Telling me about the technique is no different than handing it to me on a silver platter.
Oh,
Anyway, all of that is secondary. Don't misunderstand. This duty is important for my tribe, too. Excuse you? I fail to see what... Why is it that you're the one whose thoughts are exposed, but I'm...
Excuse me, Great Shaman, but we have a situation over here. We could really use your help.
Okay.
Of course the Battle of Seven Colors happened. The Woven Scroll proves it. Huitzilian used a mysterious...
That's just your interpretation. There's more than one way to...
Huitzilian was one of the most powerful shamans.
That's the biggest problem! A technique that powerful?
Her students are keeping it a secret, of course.
Oh, I didn't mean to cause an argument. I just wanted to act.
Of course it took place.
You'll have to excuse him. Some people in our tribe
Please don't fight.
Wow, so the battle really is controversial.
Am I the outdated one? Kids these days can't find...
These arguments are precisely why I hesitate to... Neither side was able to offer anything useful. What should we...
Huitzilian was a passionate teacher. We were opposites in that sense. The technique she used in the battle must have... Still, if the technique is powerful enough to single-handedly... We should check with the students from her school. If we can
But as far as I know, most of the shamans from her school occupy high positions...
Right. The obsidian altar is off...
Is there a problem?
Most of Huitzilian students are respected priests in the tribe. But that means those who hold the position now are the ones who lasted long enough before I wipe the floor. If I show up without warning, they'll run for dear life.
Yeah, Paimon can see...
Hey, don't jump to conclusions. That was just a metaphor. Only you have the guts to joke like that with me, Traveler. Fine, I said I'd help, so I'll help.
Alright, the rest of you can wait for us.
We appreciate that.
Let's ride! Try and stop me! Oh, are you in the middle of a
Granny Eatsley?
What is she?
Did some coward not show up after challenging her to a fight?
Or is she here to...
Whoa. It's like they really.
No matter what, we'll defend our dignity.
You talk a big game for someone who lost to me the most out of the...
What?
All I want is to ask...
So, you're here too.
Someone didn't sit pretty for their beating?
We should just run!
Yeah, with the hero of Natland here,
Sure, whatever you say.
Oh, it's the Traveler and her
We wanted to ask about the technique.
So you can eradicate our school.
Disciples of our school have challenged her year after year, just as our master instructed.
Well, you're not wrong.
If we want to protect our legacy.
Not this again. Just how much.
Hey! You can't just say whatever you want just because it's in your head. I'm Granny Eatsley. A mere mention of my name and kids' What? You know what? Forget about your duty. We really need to fix this mind-reading situation.
Sorry to disappoint, but if you're here to question whether...
We're not getting anywhere. What should we do, Traveler?
Huh? Oh.
Elder Tlapo! Oh, we must have just...
Did Elder Tlapo just...
From what I can tell, in a single...
Is Elder Tlapo telling us to...
That's not possible.
Oh, you forget yourselves, my friends.
But
I didn't expect to see you here, great shaman.
Well, I wasn't exactly planning to come to this crowded place.
Understood. Now, as successors of Huitzilin, however, Elder Tlapo's declarations of... So, mind your
Good thing Elder Tlapo and Chief